Good morning, y'all, and I'm so excited about my guest this morning. I've been trying to get him on, and I forgot to call him back, so y'all can blame me because it's been so long. But anyway, we have Matt and Brandy Cannon this morning on, and guess who they are? Well, I think Brandy's grandmother. Is that correct?
My
your grand, yeah. Your okay. Was who? Tell
Mrs.
everybody.
George.
Mrs. George.
Yes.
Okay, from Carolina Cafe on Church Street. Remember those days? I know you do because you call in all the time about it on our Way Back Wednesday shows. So anyway, they're here this morning. They're going to give you a little bit of, we're going to talk a little bit about Carolina Cafe, but to talk about another location that we're going to be able to get the pie. It's in Books and Beans right now. We know that. But we'll be telling you in just a few minutes where else you might can get it around town. So, Matt, I don't know why I was thinking it was Brandy's family. It's your family. Okay. That Mrs. George, she was your grandmother.
She was my great aunt, but she was like a grandmother to me growing up. I called her, I know the city of Rocky Mount knows her as Mrs. George, but I always called her Nana. Uh-huh. And it was Nana and Uncle Joe were my aunt and uncle.
Did you grow up?
I grew up
in the restaurant? I mean, were you?
No, she closed the actual restaurant in 1987 when I was 2 years old.
That's right, she did. Well, see, I forgot when it was closed. I don't know why, but I had totally forgotten. So it closed in 1987, but you know the stories. You heard the stories. You know.
My memories really with Nana and Uncle Joe were going to their home or them coming to our home for dinner on Sundays. And she'd always bring one of these peanut butter pies, which was one of our all-time favorites. Mm-hmm.
Well, I can imagine because, we did a little competition one time, and everybody was trying to emulate the pie of Mrs. George's because they couldn't get the recipe.
Right.
So it was interesting, and people were sending me recipes. No, this is definitely the closest one. Then the next person would send it. Yeah. No, this is absolutely the one.
That's right.
So anyway, we tasted and we did a taste test and had some folks on that used to frequent, the cafe, and we let them decide who they thought. But anyway, it's been fun. It's a staple here. I mean, it's just something that people have never forgotten. It's amazing how that's one memory of Rocky Mount that always gets talked about. Mrs. George's peanut butter pie. So anyway, tell us the story. How did this come about? Y'all are entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Y'all are making the pies. How did this happen?
Well, it was actually my wife, Brandy, found the recipe, so I'll let her tell you how we kind of got it.
Well, it was kind of pure luck, really, is what it was. I had a friend mention they had the recipe. So it originally started, I wanted to make this pie for Matt's birthday.
Right.
So I got the recipe from him, and several years later, I made it, obviously, before that, but several years later, I said, I really want to do something with this pie because it's just, I've heard so many people with stories about the nostalgia of it and just really nice stories and great memories of Aunt Lucille.
Wow.
So got the pie. I think we nailed the recipe with that. And then how would you say?
Well, what we did was we spent several years really thinking about what to do with this recipe.
Right.
We thought we had the original recipe, but like you just mentioned, everybody and their mother and brother thinks they had it. So our main thing when doing this is we wanted to protect and celebrate Miss George's legacy, and we didn't want to do anything to diminish or take away from what she built over 40 years of entrepreneurship. So what we decided to do is we made a decision to do it. So the first step for us was we called Miss George's daughter, who's my cousin Marie. Mm-hmm. She lives in Florida, and we said, look, here's what we're thinking about doing. We will not take another step without your blessing. And she said,
how nice.
She did not hesitate. She said, your Nana will be proud, go for it.
Wow.
So once we had that, once we had her blessing, we set up 30 original Carolina Cafe customer taste testers. And I think the day we knew we had the recipe we had on 2 different occasions, there were grown men who took one bite of the pie and started crying.
Wow.
So I think,
is that not something?
yeah, I think when that happened, me and Brandy looked at each other and said, I think we have something here. So
Oh, that is great. And you make the pies, is that correct?
That's correct.
Brandy is the pie maker. She's the one.
I just do the dishes.
Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate y'all doing this and bringing something back to life that people have so many memories of in Rocky Mount. So it's so exciting. And I know a lot of you, as I said, it's at Books and Beans, I know a lot of you have gone out and purchased pies, because I've talked to people that said, I'm going out and get a pie or whatever for a particular occasion. Doesn't have to be a particular occasion though.
That's right.
But Brandy makes the pies so beautiful. Do we want to show up close a little bit? You want to slide it over just a little bit, Brandy, and there you go. Look at that. I said, how do you make a topping like that? That is absolutely beautiful. But underneath is the peanut butter pie. Look at that. And that's what you would be purchasing, one just like that, right, Matt?
That is correct. Yeah, we offer it in 2 ways. So you can purchase it at Books and Beans by the slice.
Mm-hmm.
You can also go to our website, which is mrsgeorgepies.com.
Mm-hmm.
And you can schedule a day and time to pick up your whole pie from Books and Beans. So you
Okay.
don't have to pay online. You just schedule a day and time that's convenient for you.
Okay.
And then you show up that day, pick your pie up, and you pay at the coffee shop.
Wow, how easy. Okay, so you have a new location.
We do.
You are launching it where?
Barley and Burger.
Barley and Burger,
We're
one
excited.
of our favorite places in Rocky Mount. That's 2 great locations. I go to both, but I do go to Barley and Burger quite a bit. So I'm so glad that this will be. All right, when will this happen?
So it's February 1st is our launch date.
Okay.
And of course, we'll go through, we'll be there permanently. But originally we had said Valentine's Day, but there was a lot of interest. So we decided to back that up to February 1st.
Wow.
And Brandy and I can't say enough about Brandon and ETAF and now Travis and Christy at Barley and Burger.
Yes.
They've been wonderful business partners.
Right.
They've basically allowed us access to their kitchen, their equipment,
Wow.
and it's just been a great partnership.
So
for
you
us.
make the pies there?
Yeah.
You make them right there in their kitchens?
Yes, that was part of our partnership. So
How fun. Well, this is a great thing, folks. Look at this. If you want to talk to Matt or Brandy, you can call 407-1111. If you have a memory this morning of Carolina Cafe or the peanut butter pie, or if you've tried to make it, I tried to make one. I have tried to make one, and it was good, but it's nothing like that because I have had one. I bought a pie, and I had a slice when you all launched the Books and Beans, and it is absolutely delicious. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Well, I'll say something about, there's been a lot of talk over the years. People know the secret recipe and they know the ingredients. But one thing we found out was, if we came in here this morning and laid out all the, quote, secret ingredients on this table, it's really Miss George's process and now
Right.
Brandy's process that makes the pie.
Exactly.
It's, her process is just meticulous.
Wow. I can imagine.
Yeah, she really, we've heard stories about, she did not physically make every plate that was served at Carolina Cafe, but she had to put her eye on every single plate before it was served. And
Wow.
knowing Aunt Lucille like I do believe that. So
Well, she was so successful. I mean, I'm sure she did that because she was a hands-on business owner. She really was.
well, I can tell you, Brandy's taken that and ran with it. Her processes are, she's very meticulous. She's done a great job, and it's been a blessing to have this to bring back to the people of Rocky Mount.
Absolutely. We're so glad you did that. Let's see if we have a memory here. Good morning. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, y'all. I am so tickled to see this. When I was 5, 6 years old, I went there, and I remember that pie. You're a blessing to Rocky Mount.
Well, we're glad you feel that way.
Thank you so much.
Tell us exactly where this location is, and if you sell it by the slice or whole pie and half or heads you need to order, please.
Talk about
Sure.
that a little bit more, Matt.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
First,
Thank you.
yeah, we really appreciate it. What you just said is exactly why Brandy and I decided to do this. The memories and the nostalgia for people. I mean, we've seen people been brought to tears. It just means a lot to us, and especially hear the stories about my aunt, and now to have my wife bringing back this famous pie that my aunt made famous is just incredible. The Books and Beans Coffee Shop is where we currently offer it. It's at 1147 Falls Road at the Rocky Mountain Mills. Let's see, Barley and Burger, I believe is it Zebulon Road.
Zebulon Road.
And we're going to be rolling that out on February 1st.
Well, that's exciting. 2 locations to serve you with peanut butter pie. And it's like she said, it's so good to be able to carry on her legacy. Wow, because it wouldn't have happened if it was not for Brandy and her friend
I agree.
finding the recipe and just so it's so wonderful to have this particular fond memory of people in Rocky Mount carried on for us to enjoy, and you know, I know that your aunt is looking down and is very proud of you for doing this. She probably never thought this would happen, but it has happened. And so, yeah, people do ask for the recipe. Is there one little ingredient, Brandy, that makes it special, you know, a special recipe? Is there one thing, you know, in every recipe you say, well, it wouldn't be this without this. Is there one thing?
Well, I'll tell you this, it's love, because that's all I can give out for the moment.
Yeah, I know they're not going to give it out. I'm just picking.
I'll tell you, love is definitely one thing, but it's...
Well, I will say this, you know, when we made a decision to make this a business, we said we have to treat it like a business.
Mm-hmm.
So we tried to protect, our main goal in this is to protect the recipe and to protect Mrs. George's legacy. Mm-hmm. So we put non-disclosures in place, you know, to protect the recipe, to make sure that we're held accountable to keep everything top secret. But like Brandy said, you know, Miss George put years and years of love into this. Mm-hmm. It took her years to develop it. There are secret ingredients.
Right.
You know, we were blown away when we started finding out what went in it, and the processes is really, her process was incredible.
Right.
You have everything there, but you don't know what to do with it. Yeah. You know, that was the hard thing, is perfecting it. So ironically, it all came because it was Matt's birthday. So it just was
Yep, I walked in on my 30th birthday, and I had a pie just like this sitting in front of me.
Yeah, it did not look like this. Yeah. The very first one we did, but
wow. Well, did she do good on her first one?
She did well, and it has constantly gotten better and better. I will say that.
She's perfected it.
Yes, that is correct.
For us to enjoy. Yes. So I really appreciate y'all coming and revealing this. Don't forget, you can get it at Barley and Burger on Zebulon Road, February 1st. It'll start. But if you want one before then, you can also go to Books and Beans at Rocky Mountain Mills. So, but get your peanut butter pie. You know, that's a great gift for somebody. If it's, you know, I know a couple of people that they have everything. What do you buy? Yeah. What do you get? Well, you know what? Food. Everybody eats, and this is something special, so that's a great gift too.
I will say, you know, during the holidays, this Thanksgiving and Christmas, we did a tremendous business.
I imagine
we had people calling us from Winterville, Elizabeth City, Raleigh. Wow. We had somebody come in from the mountains that drove here to pick a pie up because they grew up here eating the pie. And,
yeah,
like you said, people giving them out as gifts for corporate events.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, we were really just blown away. We're only 6 months into business, and we couldn't imagine it would be like this. So.
Absolutely. Well, we thank y'all for coming this morning.
Thank you for having us. It's an honor.
February 1st. And we'll have y'all back maybe when
All right.
I'm sure you're going to launch some more locations, I'll bet. Are you thinking about it?
Right now, our main goals are, number one, to get this pie in front of as many original Miss George customers as possible.
Right.
And also at the same time to introduce it to a new generation of people that,
Absolutely.
somebody like me who was 2 when she closed may never have tasted it. So we want as many people from Rocky Mount
Mm-hmm.
to taste this, and then
Yes.
who knows what the future would hold for us. But
Well, I hope it holds something very good for you. It does so far, because I think everybody is enjoying this. So, and if you haven't tried it, please, you can buy it by the slice. So go get some. That's all I can say, because it's delicious.
well, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with K-Files. I think we had the State Highway Patrol coming in. I just saw them outside. So we'll be right back.